getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. I'm getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. Well, I'm lumped up, but I'm okay. It's gonna get lumped up anyway. You better call back the posse. Just getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. Getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of RockerMike and Rob Presents. I am RockerMike. To my left is Rob Rossi, and below we have Laura Palmer, also known as a Rebel Angel, a rockabilly queen out of Brooklyn. How you doing today, Laura?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Okay, very well, very well. Glad you're here. We've been in the works for this for about a month, right?
Really that long?
I think it has.
I travel a lot. I probably crisscrossed the country like 3 times, I think, since we started talking about this. So
I know. We're going to get into that a little bit. Now, you're the front person to the Screamin Rebel Angels. Mm-hmm. You sing, you play the upright bass. I know you play guitar on the records. You play acoustic and electric bass, right? Both? Mm-hmm. Okay. You also won the 2020 Ameripolitan Award for Female Rockabilly Artist of the Year. That is impressive. Oh. Very impressive. Just straight up, I mean, what is it about rockabilly that you love?
It's just it's a fun music. I just feel like, especially bass playing, I just love that style of. I'm sorry, let me put him down. Okay. I love the style of music. I feel that it's just really kind of just primitive and authentic, and it just has like a really fun energy to me that I just, that it's just simple, it's straightforward.
Now, did you come out of the punk scene a little bit and kind of evolved into rockabilly?
Yeah.
Or devolved. You could actually say devolved into rockabilly.
I know. Like rockabilly is the original punk rock, right?
It is.
Like, the Ramones is basically rockabilly songs. Everything's like a 1, 4, 5. It's the same 3 chords in rockabilly as it is in punk rock. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a different. It just doesn't have the swing to it. I think when I started live music. And I just started going to shows. What was around me was like all ages, like Sunday hardcore matinees and punk rock shows. So that was really kind of my first segue into seeing live music. So that's how I kind of got started. And then I think I didn't get into rockabilly till I was like maybe 18 or 19. And I saw a rockabilly show and I was like, oh my God, it's like punk rock. But it was just like, it was so magical to me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I was like, this is it. This is like bringing everything that I love together. Because I've always loved like old music. It just everything. I just like, I love so many different genres of music.
Are you originally from the New York City area?
Yeah. Yes. So from northeastern PA, it's about like an hour and a half from here. Okay. But so I was going to like the CBGBs and the Wetlands matinees. Mm-hmm.
I probably ran into you. I was going there at 14, 15 years old,
Oh yeah, it was so great. And in Pennsylvania where I grew up, they would put on like hardcore shows and just all ages DIY punk shows at firehouses.
Warehouses, wherever you
mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was great. It was great to be like so close and part of the music.
Fantastic. Now, rockabilly has been around since the beginning, like you said, 65 years now, 70 years, really. Early 50s, okay? Mm-hmm. What do you think's made it last all these years? Because every city you go to, major city, has some kind of small rockabilly scene that never really goes away. New York City always had it. Down south, they have it. The West Coast has it. What is it that's made it just stay all these years?
I mean, I think that's interesting that you think that it's staying, because I feel like already for just as long as I've been involved, I have seen just a wave of it.
It ebbs and flows.
For sure.
Yeah, never totally goes away.
No, I think it's just like the music is really accessible. It's like really easy to understand. And I feel like it's also that kind of music where you can just pick up a guitar or an instrument and you can play along with it. And it's just, you know.
One thing that I could add, maybe just to, I think you'll agree, is rockabilly is one of these genres that really, really, really respects its roots and its past. And you play a lot of covers, okay? And rockabilly bands do. I mean, that's just part of the, if they do 20 songs, 5 are covers, or sometimes more, and that's fine. And everybody has a way of doing things. They do the song a certain way, but the genre of rockabilly really respects its past. And you guys will do songs from the 50s, written in the 50s, and it'll sound just brand fresh and new, brand new. You agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. But that is one of the things I love about rockabilly. It's not only the music, it's the community as well. So I just had the chance to go on tour with Linda Gale Lewis, and I was playing upright bass for her. Right. And that's Jerry Lee Lewis's little sister.
Yes, I saw you with her. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were there. That's when we met, I think.
Yeah. I got to meet her briefly afterwards and everything. She was wonderful.
Yeah. And it's just to have that kind of connection to the music, to the original artists, and to just, it's so common to play on bills that are just like, have your artists anywhere from like 80 years old to like 20 years old, and I think it's just it's great to be so connected to the history of it and definitely paying homage to it, respecting the roots, adding something new to it.
Yeah. And in that band you had Dan Harvey, right?
Yeah, Danny B. Harvey.
He's amazing. Okay. Yeah. And he's kind of like not an original rockabilly guy, but an older guy that plays rockabilly. And then you had Linda Gale Lewis. That's like first generation pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, she's Jerry Lee Lewis's sister. And then, the rest of the band was tight. I mean, you were also that day at Buckley's in Valley Stream. I got to give them a shout out because if anybody out there, if you like rockabilly music, there's a guy named Brian that just promotes these shows and they're just amazing. They're inexpensive. The crowd is great. The beer, the food there is fantastic. I love Buckley's. But when I saw you, you actually came out on stage. I think it was with Roy Wilson and the Buzzards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't play bass. You sang with them. You did a song. And I was blown away by your voice. That's what really got my attention because I was sitting right in front of you. I was right at that first table. I was with my wife and another couple right there. And I was really blown away by your voice. I mean, you got this powerful voice. Pretty amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's my dog's growling, not me.
What's your dog's name? What's your dog's name, Laura?
Oh, there's 2. It's Cachito and Captain Squirrel.
Uh-oh.
So this is Captain Squirrel.
Okay.
Yeah,
cute.
And here's Cachito.
Nice.
There we go. Cool, guys.
She's named after a very famous dead woman.
What do you mean, Rob?
Palmer from Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, I thought you were talking about the dog.
I was talking about her, Laura Palmer. Like, do you get that? A lot of people do that reference.
Yes, it's kind of funny because people will give me some sort of like really obscure Twin Peaks reference, thinking
and
that
you're like, what
they're talking about, and I'm just like, what's this crazy person? Then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, just Googling your name, it's a mishmash of Twin Peaks and rockabilly.
It was so funny. I was trying to Google the name and get some information. I finally got the website, but it was like time. Like every time it will put all this Twin Peaks stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It's so I was going by Laura Rebel Angel.
Yes.
And that was kind of pretty much okay. But then like Facebook, I don't know, made me just like go to my real name. So then I just started going by Laura Palmer.
Well, Facebook won't let me be RockerMike. Facebook won't let me be RockerMike.
Yeah.
I gotta be RockerMike.
I know. I'm so hard to find online because of that. It's
funny.
You know what's another thing about rockabilly music? It's like, especially with like the new ADD world that we live in, it's very easy to listen to a whole album, to listen to a few songs and get into it because it's just 2 minutes. They're not very long, and it's fantastic. And
it's like punk rock, Rob.
Yeah, it's like I always separate rockabilly from punk rock. To me, it's definitely two different genders, and they're definitely two different kind of crowds. The rockabilly crowd is very different from the punk crowd.
It can be, yes.
It's day and night, man. Like they can all march together, but at the end of the day, they will.
There's no moshing at rockabilly shows. It's just hanging out.
No, I mean that they can all march together. They can all be together in the same place, but you can tell the difference, you know.
What'd you say, Laura?
Sorry, I'm saying I've had some circle pits going.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens. It happens. Now, I noticed that you actually are in a very unique position creatively, okay? Because you own your own publishing, and you have your own record label, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the record label is Halo Records.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's for somebody doing what you do, that's very unique. Do you find that that's very effective? You being able to do what you want like that?
Yes, definitely. And it's just like I mean, all of this happened just kind of out of necessity. So that's even how I learned how to play upright bass, is because I just could not find an upright bass player in the New York City area. So for rehearsals, I was just wound up. I picked up a bass from one of my friends in Long Island, and I learned how to play it, and just started going to rehearsals, and then just started touring.
Did you know how to play electric bass before you did the upright, or?
Yes, it's two totally completely different.
I was going to ask you, can you explain that a little bit, how it's different?
So, I think a lot of the technique, is just, especially the kind that I play, like rockabilly slap bass, you're doing a lot of rhythmically. So your right hand is also is very percussive. So you get kind of a different swing to it, a different feel. You get a different sound of the string slapping against the fingerboard to pulling it. And I feel like it just has this kind of like more unique tone to it. And it just lays really different from an electric guitar or even an acoustic guitar. And then as far as kind of the technique, I find that it's just two totally different sounds when I'm playing electric bass versus playing upright bass. Absolutely.
And plus you're standing. I mean, obviously. So it's a different way of moving.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. As soon as I picked up the bass, I'm like, this is so much fun, because you're just like, you're beating the crap out of it. You're playing as hard as you can, and you're just really getting kind of these percussive rhythm elements into it. That's just so different from electric bass or guitar. And
you got a Gretsch right there in that picture, and then
that's it. Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That's a Chet Atkins style, pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
I still play that one.
Oh yeah? I haven't seen you play that live yet.
No. Usually people hire me when I'm playing in other people's bands. They hire me to play upright. So
because it's very hard to find anybody that can play, right?
Yeah. And then with my band, sometimes we're a 3-piece, sometimes we're a 4-piece, sometimes I play guitar in it, sometimes I switch up. It really depends on my lineup. And
now I did notice that at some point in the beginning, when you released the EP Pounce Like a Tiger, that came out in 2011, 2012, 2011. Yeah. Everybody, if you could take a look, see that. Okay. Very cool. Now you were a 4-piece right there. Then you released your first album as Screamin Rebel Angels, called Hitchhike, and that came out in 2013.
Yep.
I think at this point were you a 3-piece?
We're a 4-piece there.
Still there? 4-piece.
Yeah,
okay.
I was still there, and I was playing rhythm guitar.
And then 2019, you released Heel Grinder. Okay. Yes. And I've been through all this, and this is a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Okay, it really is. I think, and nothing wrong with the other two. I really enjoyed listening to them. But I think that you guys, whatever you sound you were trying to get, I think you really got it with Heel Grinder.
Thank you.
I mean, I'll go over a couple of the songs here. I mean, the first track is written by Richard Penniman, and who we all know is Little Richard, right, Rob?
Yep.
And track is "Oh My Soul," which you have a video for that, which is fantastic. Everybody check that out on YouTube. I know you can see it there. Quite a few
on the page, the Screamin Rebel page.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be screaminrebelangels.com.
Yeah.
No G in Screamin, screaminrebelangels.com.
Yeah.
Cool. Check it out. Yeah, I mean, the version of "Oh My Soul" is fantastic.
It's very good.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
mean,
good.
I felt like that song, like live during our sets, kind of really captured the band's DNA.
I think so.
I felt that it was something that the way that we play the song, the way I sing the song, the way everything is just very unique to our sound. So that's why I chose that one to be our single.
Awesome. Now, a couple other tracks on there. You got the title track, Heel Grinder.
Mm-hmm.
I believe "Where You At," which is a great song. I love that.
Yeah.
"The Devil Whispered to Me," "Racing Death." A lot of these songs are written by you or you and Brian Hack in the band.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brian Hack's been with you since the beginning. He's the lead guitarist. And he's kind of like a secret weapon for you, right? Tell us a little about Brian.
Yeah, well, Brian actually left the band during the pandemic.
Okay.
But Brian was with me from the very beginning up until, like I said, until after this record. And his style of playing is just amazing. And I feel like me and him just playing together so long and just like really kind of evolved together. And he's also a great songwriter. And yeah.
So he's no longer in the band?
No.
Okay. So who do you have on guitar now?
I have a lot of different guitar players right now.
Who you can pick up, right?
Yeah, so I play with I have a band that I've been playing with since 2017 on the West Coast. And so that's the Martinez brothers on lead guitar. Al Martinez, he's an amazing player, and his brother Aaron Martinez on drums.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a flex player, Pope Paul. He's great. So he'll play whatever instrument I don't feel like playing with. And then for East Coast, I think you saw us with Seth Kessel plays lead guitar sometimes. Jorge Harada from Austin, Texas fills in. Yeah.
Okay. So is it true that you used to suffer from stage fright?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now I've seen you 3-4 times already. I can't believe that. Okay. What happened? How'd you get over it?
Oh, I think so. I had to force myself to get over it. It was just like, it evolved kind of slowly, but the first time that I sang, it was for like, the first time that I sang like as an adult after like, little punk rock bands that never really played out.
Mm-hmm.
It was like for an Elvis Bowie party. I was singing an Elvis song, right? And I was so nervous. Like, it was unbelievably nervous. So I was practicing, and I go to sing it. I think it was Hound Dog. No, it wasn't Hound Dog. It was Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah, that's right.
And I go to sing it, and I was like, I go like this with the thing. I immediately fall back into the drum kit, fall over the drum kit. My little legs are like sticking up, and I couldn't get up. So the bandmates had to like stopped, pulled me out of the drum kit, and then I finished the song.
Where was this show?
This was in the Lower East Side somewhere that's long closed. It was a long time ago. I was a brunette at the time.
Oh, okay.
So that was probably the worst. And then then slowly I stopped falling down. So that was good. And then I think what really helped me it's just I started just like really channeling it. And the more I became comfortable with my voice and figuring out what I was good at, then it just kind of evolved.
Awesome. Tell us some of your biggest influences, Laura. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the rockabilly world. I mean, I know you're interested in a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, so many. So since we were talking about upright bass, I think my upright bass player biggest influence is Willie Dixon. Just absolutely amazing bass player, amazing songwriter, amazing like everything that he did with Chess Records, and just really great. And his just style of playing and not overplaying, and just the way that he swings, like it's just, when I was learning how to play, I'm always like, how would Willie Dixon play it? And then of course I never played as well as he would, but that's the goal. Also, I think when I was teaching myself upright bass, I was listening to a lot of the Bell Furies as well.
Good band.
So yeah, a lot of that bass playing really influenced me as well. Vocally, I was always been obsessed with Nina Simone. Excellent. Like Nina Simone Sings the Blues is one of my top 5 favorite albums. Ella Fitzgerald as well. But then listening, there's so much punk rock as well that I grew up with that kind of influenced me, I think, in attitude and delivery and speed. But it's really a lot of these like really strong female vocalists.
Punk bands with female singers. Were you into like X or X-Ray Specs?
Oh my God, I loved X-Ray Specs so much.
Yeah, well, Germ-Free Adolescence is one of the greatest records ever.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Oh my God. I was so obsessed with that. I used to always sing that as like 12, 13-year-old.
Cool.
Running around in the little rebellion, screaming X-Ray Specs. I loved L7, Lunatics, Lunatics
were great.
So many. I think, L7 I'm going to go see in 2 days. I see them every time that they come. I'm always right up front screaming along.
And the Lunatics have been around this year too. They've been playing a couple of shows.
Yeah.
They came back.
Webster Hall. They were so good.
Yeah.
Were you at that show? I missed that show.
Yeah, it was really good. I think it was it was rescheduled for 2 years, but it was such a good show.
Yeah, and Cindy, who was in the Lunatics originally, she's a fan of the podcast here. She's cool.
Oh, hi, Cindy.
Yeah, she might be watching it.
Oh,
and also a shout out from Gina Rizzi, Mermaid Bartender, says hello.
Oh, hi, Gina.
She's a good friend. Also, very cool. You gonna say something, Rob?
Yeah, I noticed that they also got the album in vinyl, which that's interesting too, because not too many. There's a lot of bands that they can only do either CD or vinyl, but that's cool that you also have it in vinyl.
Yeah, I thought it was I just always wanted to have one of my records in vinyl. So we pressed Hitchhike, which is out of print. I don't think I'm going to do another pressing of that one. Heel Grinder, I still have a few copies left of that. And then I also released a 7-inch, split 7-inch, I guess last year. So that was my first 45. You
were split with another artist?
Yeah, split with another artist, Abby Girl and the Real Deal. So we released it for Viva Las Vegas because I played the car show in 2021, 22, 21, I guess. I don't know. I think
it was 2020 because they didn't do it in 2020. So, I think 2021.
2021 in September, I think, was when we played it. I don't know. Time melds together.
You're talking about the Viva Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget.
Well, now it was at the Orleans. It was at the Golden.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's been at the Orleans. That's right. I have been trying to get tickets to that show every year for years, and I can just never. It's like it sells out 6 months ahead of time.
Oh,
I've always, and even it's so popular. Everybody, that show is so popular in Las Vegas that it affects the air prices too. Okay, when the air price, you can look at the air prices for whatever weekend they pick. It's always ridiculous. I've never been able to do it, but I will get there. I just retired this year, so I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So now that you're 2019 was the most recent release, Heel Grinder. What do you have in store in the future? What's going on now?
Lots of stuff oh, sorry, my little buddy wants to say hi. So many things are going on behind the scenes. I am actually working on several different projects. The first one I'm probably gonna release in a week or two. And it's I do a lot of electronic music as well.
Oh.
So it's like it's kind of ambient synthscapes.
Atmospheric music, like
really atmospheric.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically it's to fall asleep to, or it helps with anxiety. I do a lot of kind of binaural beats to it, pink noise, and it's a little creepy too. So I call it dystopian synthscapes. But I started doing that after one of my dogs passed, and I was like really depressed, and then I just started making this music, and I was like, this is, yeah. So I've been doing that for about 1.5 years. And I also have a video project that goes along with it. But I just haven't started releasing it. And I'm like, all right, it's October. I should start releasing it. So
are you going to release this as downloads on the website or?
It's going to be on Spotify. And then I'm also going to have something that's a little bit separate from it, a separate Bandcamp for it as well. So you can see like all the videos and stuff. So it won't be Screamin Rebel Angels. It won't be Laura Palmer. But that's kind of what I've been working on. And then I'm also working on my solo record for a while. And that one, I have about, I don't know. I haven't finished any of the songs yet, recording them, but I'm excited to see how that comes out, because it's very much in the vein of, I feel like Heel Grinder was like, oh, my soul, here it is. That's that DNA. And then, when you saw me with the Buzzards and I was singing Something on Your Mind, that song, I'm like, that song's like really the other part of my DNA. So this new record is going to be kind of like along that kind of like really just
more soulful, Nina Simone-ish kind of thing. Yeah, you want to go that direction.
Yeah, and that one will be solo, and that will be under probably Laura Palmer. And then so Screamin Rebel Angels will always sound like Screamin Rebel Angels, and then this one I'll just keep playing with. Because then also with like the single that I released, I wound up playing all the instruments on that one too. So I'm probably going to do the majority of the instruments on the solo record as well.
Excellent.
Buddy.
So let us know, Laura, that when you're ready to put this stuff out, we will promote you. We will I'll make you the song of the day. A few thousand people will see it.
Oh, wow.
All that, and keep us informed as to what you're up to, and we'll definitely promote. Let us know. Your website pretty much has when you have shows coming up, and things like that.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that.
The website is very good. It got you can listen to all the songs and stuff. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. The website itself is great. You got the whole album on there, pretty much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, I want to thank you for coming on, Laura. You're fantastic. And we wish you, all the luck in the world with whatever you do. And I'm sure I'll see you in the clubs here and there,
Yes.
And Rob is a bartender at International Bar. And come down, over on First Avenue. Come down and we'll take care of you.
Very cool. Thank you guys so much for having me on. RockerMike, thank you so much for coming out to all the shows. It's always good to see you and your wife.
Thank you. Everybody, you have a good evening. Thank you for watching RockerMike and Rob Presents. Take care.
Have a good one.
I'm getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. I'm getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. Well, I'm lumped up, but I'm okay. It's gonna get lumped up anyway. You better call back the posse. Just getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi. Getting lumped up with RockerMike and Rob Rossi.